Hello friends, hope you're well. In this video, I want to talk about how the Trump executive orders will impact your home healthcare business, especially if you're relying on Medicare to get paid. It's only a matter of time until some of you guys that are relying on Medicare to get paid will be impacted by what's coming. But first, let me say this. I am in an African country right now, and life is rough here, guys. It's very, very rough. I just did a video about how things seem to be falling apart for me over here. And I realized something, it's just my feelings. I'm in my feels, okay? Because I'm used to being in a place where things are flowing smoothly, the economy is running, everything is functioning well. But here, it's literally the survival of the fittest, guys. And I think this chaos that I'm experiencing here in Africa is coming to America. It's inevitable. Let me explain to you why. When you look at the American system, it's been operating on a lot of taxpayer money for a long time. That's why a lot of people have been able to collect food stamps, WIC, and all these government programs where people are living cozy and everything. For a long time, people have been relying on these programs. Since Trump came into power, I'm pretty confident this is the conversation that's happening in the White House right now. You have a bunch of guys that understand the numbers. They've become the president's advisor. They come in and say, hey, listen, Mr. President, there is no money. Or we're running out of money. And let me tell you why the government is running out of money, guys. The United States is running out of money because if you look at all the billionaires and all the millionaires, these people have been dodging paying their taxes for a long time, guys. There's a reason why you see like a lot of offshore movement of funds, and there are a bunch of like financial professionals that are, their entire job is to help rich people not pay taxes. This is a whole industry. It's $1 billion industry. This is not a secret. This is public knowledge. I'm seeing a lot of guys now, younger guys, that are studying up on the tax code and then selling this information to regular business owners like me and you. So imagine, this is happening with a lot of business owners now. If I can get access to that information, just imagine the thousands of other business owners that are getting access to that information. If my business is making, let's say, $1 million, I'm not saying my business is making $1 million yet. One day it will. Instead of me taking a fat salary of $300,000 a year or something like that, that's not good. That's not good. I cannot take a salary of $300,000 because I'll be taxed at 50%. So instead, what I have to do, I have to pay myself the bare minimum. So like $35K or $45,000 a year. And then that way, I'm paying as little tax money as possible. And then also, I can collect child tax credits because I got 2 kids. It's crazy. It's crazy. And this is just a basic example of how you can dodge paying taxes legally. Everything is all legal, by the way. All these tactics are based on the tax code that exists. Now, if somebody like me, an average person, an average business owner can do something like this, just imagine the thousands, even the billionaires, what they're doing. The rich people are getting richer, and the brokies, we are struggling. We keep struggling. So let me tell you how this is going to impact the whole Medicare situation. If these people are not paying taxes, where is the money going to come from to pay for these services? The government doesn't have the money. The other thing that compounds this problem is the cost of living crisis and inflation. Here's what I'm speculating is going to happen, guys. Based on my experience here in Africa, we have like laws, like pension laws, medical health insurance. Let's say if you're a government official and you retire, the government will actually pay for your healthcare and pay your pension. But the problem is, the government here is broke. So even though the rules are on the books, they will pay you your pension, but they'll pay you $25 in pension a month. What are you going to do $25 a month? You can't do anything with that. And the worse the economy gets, your purchasing power for that $25 gets reduced because of that inflation. What the government here in Africa has done is they haven't changed the laws. They've kept the laws exactly the same. Since the government doesn't have money, they'll just tell you, oh, by the way, yes, we know we got to pay you a pension, but this is the we have now. Yes, we know we owe you, let's say, $1,000 a month, but we'll just pay you $50 a month. Will you take it or leave it? You can't say no to that. You got to take the $50. You will be so desperate, you'll take that $50. There were stories here in this country where there are these civil servants, government workers, where they wouldn't get paid for months or weeks. This happens in a lot of African countries. It's not just here. These are the things that happens when the government gets broke. They would delay payment. So instead of paying them on time, on a certain date, they'll just tell you, hey, listen, there's no salaries this month. So try come again next month. So you gotta suck it up. But meanwhile, in that month, you're losing time. So you might as well it's easier for you to go hustle and earn that $50 a day or $50 a week than it is to go wait for your salary to get paid by the government. This level of dysfunction is coming to the United States. It might not be to the level that I'm describing here in Africa, but I promise you it's coming. And here's how it's gonna come. For you guys that are relying on getting paid through Medicare, it's gonna come a point where the government will just cap how much they're gonna pay you for the services you are offering or you're delivering. The government will say, listen, the most we're gonna pay is $25 an hour. I'm sorry. That's all we can afford to pay. Meanwhile, your caregiver is demanding $50 an hour. That day is coming. That means you're operating at a negative. The math is not mathing there. You see what I'm saying? Fortunately, there's a solution to this problem. And here's the solution. All these millionaires and all these billionaires that have been dodging their taxes, they're sitting on a pile of cash right now. How do I know this? Because people behave the same everywhere. Here in Africa, in this country, there are a bunch of millionaires too. There are a bunch of people with luxury cars. You have fancy mansions and everything. What these guys do is they know how to hoard their cash. They will just literally hoard their cash in a safe somewhere because they don't trust the government. They don't trust the banks like that. And I think this same thing is going to come to the United States, where people are going to just start hoarding either crypto or cash in their safe. Especially when you look at the baby boomers, they're going to start hoarding cash. And that's where the money is. And if you go after these baby boomers that have a lot of cash right now, you can convince these guys to pay you private. But you got to be the best, of course. You got to have the best caregivers. And you set your rates. Now you're not worried about, hey, Medicare's not paying me enough. You set your rates, and then you just get paid out of pocket by them because they're sitting on a pile of cash anyway. What are they going to do with the money? Think about it. If they're sitting on like $1 million, right? They can afford to pay you like $15,000 a month. Easy. Because one thing these people don't do is they don't compromise in the quality of life, and the energy is very important. They're very paranoid, especially when you start making money. You're paranoid. Who's trying to get me? Who's trying to get me? That's how rich people think. They know there's always somebody trying to get their money. So if you're interested in learning how to get after these high-end private paying clients that will pay you what you're worth, schedule time. I put a link in the description of this video. Schedule some time. Here's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about how to get in front of these clients using online marketing, and we're going to talk about how to set your pricing and how to convince them on the phone first to do business with you. Schedule time. Talk to you soon.